Everybody's ready to play. Okay. We'll be with you in a second. I'm going to play it now. I don't know what you're looking at. I'm going to play the. Here it comes.
In this light, the light of this day, the world comes in and through my senses. The world comes in and through my senses. Open wide, you windows of my soul, you windows to the world and its wisdom. Breathe in sky-colored light, hear the earth's solid sound that calls forth deep-known soulful wisdom. This light, the light of this day, the world comes in and through my senses. The world comes in and through my senses. As the leaf and stem will move, bending toward the sun, my senses know an impulse toward the good. Out beyond fear and flight, warm attraction to the light will evoke wise, decisive acts of courage. This light, the light of this day, the world comes in and through my senses. The world comes in and through my senses. The world comes in and through my senses. Through my senses.
What happened at the end there? It went up. All right. Everybody
Well, I
here?
remember when I was away for a few weeks there a while back, Peter sent me sent out the report. I got it and I listened to the songs. I remember listening to that one and I was really blown away by it. I love that song. And I like the version that you did last time better than this version. I think the quieter version is, for me, more meaningful, and I was able to really grasp the feeling and the meaning of the song a little bit better than this version. Not to say that this one isn't good, but I just thought the quieter version was much more sensitive and meaningful to me.
Oh, thank you.
Very interesting. I was impressed with this version, especially the chords, the two chords after the line,
Yeah.
bam, bam, and those are interesting chords
It's musical.
to me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I agree with everyone. I think maybe to
You
some
push over.
extent, well, I think it may just be a question of balance that it's very much more prominent as opposed to the last time when I could barely hear the guitar. This is the one I remember the song. This is the one I think I said sounded like a Pete Seeger song.
Huh,
Um,
Pete Seeger.
or it sounded I could hear Pete Seeger in it.
Oh,
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
do
I
you
see.
this was written for like a
Hmm.
theater piece?
Well, no, I just wrote it because I wanted to write something about perception and senses. And then I used there's a part in the theater piece where Yuli is pretty distraught, and he starts off with this kind of a rant about deep, dark desolation, miserable depression. I need some light for this day,
Hmm.
stuck in dim, dark desolation. So, and then it evolves to here's some light for my day. The light breaks through and wakes my senses. So these are just all different sort of mood things that have come up as I have different use for it.
I was thinking as I did it, I could use this in groups. I mean, this
Oh,
is like
yeah.
you know, especially the
Wow.
the chorus. It's great. It's
I
really
loved it.
nice.
It's really truly a universal song, and that's what
Nice.
that's a
And
great
you
that's a great song.
And as
Mhm.
It's
in a group,
universal.
you could do like go around with the group, and different people would you do the verse and you go around and have somebody riff on whatever their particular thing whatever their
How familiar are you with,
purpose is in the group for that day. I think it's really nice, and it's a nice song
how
too.
familiar are you with the show, David?
Not any, not very.
Yeah.
I remember what Ed said about this particular character, and this is kind of the beginning of the show, but it really stands really nicely, just as a nice song. And
Hmm.
and whoever said universally, yeah, that especially that first part of it, the chorus of it.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I would say too, like I remember hearing this the first time, Ed, and I actually like this time better. It could be because I heard it much clearer this time, so that could be one reason. But
Yeah.
but the second was, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't the other version? Didn't you cut some sections out? I remember like the narrow confines. Was that in the previous version, Ed?
I'm trying to think.
Okay,
I don't think so.
you don't think so? Okay, because.
And I got in some song.
So it's okay. So it's still essentially the same composition.
Yeah, it's the same composition. I added a little bit in the intro.
Mhm.
I did more assertive kind of pinching and those upstroke glissandos, in the verse. I felt like it could be a little punchier. And I also appreciate the feedback to Victor about the sensitivity of the other version. So I think I'll probably try to find something that's a little bit in between, or maybe there's just a little more modulation of the guitar, but that a little drive sounds good to me.
Yeah, I like that
Mhm.
too.
I
I
like
think that's one of the traits of a good song or a universal song. You can play it in any mode you want or in any
Yes.
style you want, and it's still a great song.
I would love to
Especially
have
if
a
you backed
conversation
off
with
in
you
the
sometime,
verses.
David, about music therapy and groups, etc. So,
I didn't hear you. What'd you say, Ed?
said I would love to have a conversation with you sometimes about your work in music therapy and applications that you've made and things that I do in workshops where I'm helping people process both the story of the play and what evokes in them, and also trying to use something that's educational about trauma-informed care.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, I'll send you my phone number in the chat,
Okay, great.
and everybody else, you just have to ask me. Okay. If you don't have it. Okay, I'll do that now. Actually, I just sent it in the chat.
All right. Any other comments?
Next time you play it, I'd like to see the words.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
a good
yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to hear it again, anybody, or we want to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it again. Because that's been helpful to us, and we've only got a couple more. Yeah, we got time for it.
Thank you.
All right.
light, the light of this day, the world comes in and through my senses. The world comes in and through my senses. Open wide, you windows of my soul, you windows to the world and its wisdom. Breathe in sky-colored light, hear the earth's solid sound that calls forth deep-known soulful wisdom. In this light, the light of this day, the world comes in and through my senses. The world comes in and through my senses. As the leaf and stem will move, bending toward the sun, my senses know an impulse toward the good. Out beyond fear and flight, warm attraction to the light will evoke wise, decisive acts of courage. This light, the light of this day, the world my senses, the world comes in and through my senses, the world comes in and through my senses, through my senses.
Did you mean that, is that something that went on the recording? It just kind of, the pitch goes up at the end there.
That may have been my
Anybody?
voice. There was a lot of internet interference.
Yeah, on that last one.
Screwed up some of the rhythm of it.
Yeah, you broke it up a little bit.
Yeah, a little breakup.
I want to point out, I'm really, you didn't, I can go with David, like to see the words, but I took some notes on in the light of this day, really subtly, I'm not, subtly talks about the uniqueness of every moment to me.
Yes.
You could, just instead of the light of this day. I'm kind of wondering why you chose in and through my windows, it's intriguing. In and through my window.
Yeah.
And through. I'm thinking about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, perception.
It alludes to there's more than just the windows involved.
Yes. Thank you.
Ah, good. Thank you, Sandy. Oh, okay.
It's kind of
Okay.
multi-level experience.
Mm-hmm.
You
guess
don't
I
look-
haven't-
You don't look different, but you have changed.
Yeah.
Okay. If you can send me the words, if the lyrics, I'll post them when I do the report. So,
Okay.
all right. You ready, guys? Ready to move on? Do you want to talk about this some
Feedback,
more?
everybody. And don't forget to put your phone number in the chat, David. Ah, there it is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. I have two kind of crazy, silly little songs. David has a powerfully, hauntingly powerful, I think I called it, song. And I don't know what the heck Rick's got. What do you got, Rick?
That's some song that I wrote with David.
Oh, you want to do that now, or do you want to?
Sure, I'll do it.
Okay. Oh, it's a performance one too. Okay. David, what's it called? He didn't know. Rick didn't know or didn't answer.
Oh, I did. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Deck
I
of,
missed it. What's it called?
deck of cards.
Deck of
Deck of
cards.
Ah, nice, nice. Okay, I'm ready.
Play me like a deck of cards. You were slumming from the start. When you got bored, you broke my heart. Yeah, you play me like a deck of cards. You bang me like a big bass drum. Thought I was the seventh son, till I found out I'm not your only one. Yeah, you bang me like a big bass drum. Turns out I'm a pawn when I thought I was king. Should have kept my eyes open to what was happening. World keeps turning, what's tomorrow gonna bring? Nobody knows till everybody sings. Yeah, you're folded like a circus tent. Yeah, I thought I was the president. Moved uptown, I couldn't pay my rent, so I folded like a circus tent. Turns out I'm a pawn and I thought I was king. Should have kept my eyes on what was happening. World keeps turning, what's tomorrow gonna bring? Nobody knows till everybody sings. Roll me like a bowling ball in the alley by the shopping mall. Landed in the gutter when I took the fall. You roll me like a bowling ball. I said you roll me like a bowling ball. I tried to be somebody else. Turns out I should have stayed myself.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice to hear.
Yeah.
Ah,
You know, Rick, I like that. It didn't end where I expected it to, but you know, as you played it, I kept hearing like a Jim Morrison version of this, which I think would be so cool. And you know, in the way you play it, you know, I don't know how you hear it, but I almost think the more sort of dramatic you could play it, like almost like how he would do, like almost like talking in some of those parts.
Yeah.
And then building up, because it's also bluesy at times. You could play, I think, around with the timing a little bit. That I liked it, and I could hear that sort of psychedelic '60s version of that. It would just be, or '70s. It would just be awesome.
I played it today. I got together with a harmonica player today, Bob Lotz, and he played it. And man, it's just a really, really great. You know, he would play. Sometimes he would play with my voice. You know, the same notes. Other
Yeah,
times he'd play against me. It was, it's got a lot of room to do a lot of different things. So, yeah, it,
it
it,
does.
it could rock pretty well.
Yeah.
You have a recording of that session?
No, but next time I am. We kind of worked on it for about a half an hour today, and then we went on to something else. But yeah, I'd love it.
I'd love to hear a recording.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
So that's an interesting observation, Jason, because you know there's nothing inconsistent with Jim Morrison and blues, right?
Yeah, and it's yeah, and what I like about Doors songs in particular is that, you know, when you play them sort of at a more sort of even tempo, they sound different. But when they kind of had all those open spaces in there with some of the sound effects and just the way Jim Morrison almost kind of talks through some of those parts and then kind of comes back kind of singing, I could hear that working well with this song. But I think, like Rick said, you could take it so many different ways, but it definitely has that bluesiness, that openness that I think you can have a lot of fun with it.
Actually, David's rendition of this is really good. So, I mean, it might, might prefer it. It's he does really, he really puts himself in character and performs that tune very well.
Yeah, okay. Except I like your version better.
Okay.
But thank you, Rick.
Oh, that's interesting.
I mean,
Did you perform it, David?
No, I don't think I have the words.
Oh, okay.
We went back and forth with some lyrics for the last time, and he, I made some suggestions. He made some suggestions, and he said, do what you want. And I, of course, I used his suggestions a lot, so mainly all of them. So it worked out great. It was fun.
Yeah, and I recognized the song this time too.
Oh, good.
Hey,
Well,
did anybody experience Rick breaking up and freezing and stopping? Oh
No.
man! So I hope the recording doesn't get that because I'm recording. I don't know. Maybe I hope that Zoom will keep it clear, and only my experience was cracked up. Okay, all right. I hope we'll see.
okay.
That was good. It's 7:30. You want to do it again, Rick? I mean,
Well, I would love to do it again, but I mean, I don't want to take everybody's time.
Do it.
Yeah, do it again.
it's just we got.
Do it the way I did it.
Do it the way you
Oh.
did. Okay.
Hey, David, why don't you sing
Oh,
along
okay, that
with
would be interesting.
I don't know the current lyrics.
Yeah.
Rick and I worked together a lot of years ago, and it was like we were in the same room. And so
I'm suffering.
when he left my house, or because we worked at my house for the most part, I think when we did, I knew what the song was. Now we do it this way, and we've done a couple of videos, but it's different. It's very different doing it this way. There's much more of a delay in getting the feedback, by which I mean the words as opposed to the sounds.
We get started and then we kind of pass renditions back and forth. And I think that's it's an interesting way to write. But sometimes because of the time, I mean, and because we're not together, it
Takes months.
the conversation, musical conversation we have, kind of lags sometimes temporarily.
Yeah.
Would you say? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and when you're in the same room with me, I know how it's going to sound. I always like hearing what you do with them because it's different from what I did, but it's you, which is, I've always liked your music.
I appreciate that freedom because I'm kind of viscerally, emotionally kind of getting into it, and it comes out the way it does. I try to be because I liked what David does. I try to emulate it, but I'm not always successful. That's good too. That happens. So,
Where are you guys getting together? You're in different parts of the country.
FaceTime or just talking back and forth, and
We do recordings back and forth, to send lyrics back and forth. They have this thing called the internet that actually makes it much easier than it would have been like long distance. But it's really not, this is fun, but it's much more individual. I like doing this because I like to see what you do with what I do and what I do with you do. But it's not as much togetherness,
Right.
We agree on a lot of things conceptually and musically as we do it, and we always, end it the way we end it, but it's just not the same as being there.
The immediate exchange back and forth of what you're doing gets lost,
I
doesn't it?
guess you could do it via
Lots of
Zoom or FaceTime. You can have
Yeah,
sessions like that.
and we've done that once or twice,
It's
but
still
you know,
not the
it's
same.
always a little glitchy due to our competence with
Mhm.
technical things.
Technological things, yeah.
It's what I like about playing in a band. You know, you get feedback right away. You know,
You do, don't you?
respond.
Isolated rhythm.
Yep.
You know, the separation can be used in a very positive way too. You know, and it gives me time to kind of think about it
Mhm.
and to really, try different things. And I like it particularly when, when I get a song from somebody and I can listen to it and then listen to it after another day or two and then I think my response to that was a lot more helpful, or really me. There was a song David sent me recently that was pretty well, it just was just very intense tune, and it took me a while to absorb it. And so, but I didn't want to comment on it until I did. So the distance sometimes is a good thing.
Yeah.
And you can't hit each other,
No,
you know.
that's really bad for me because he's a lot bigger.
You can't.
Yeah, and he's a lot older.
Run faster, I think, though. I don't know.
No hitting or spitting.
Yeah, no, we never
All
did
right.
that even in
Let's
Greenwich.
hear I hope I'm hoping I get a good clear audio because I'm just
Well, initially the guitar was a little bit muffled initially,
okay.
so it
Maybe
wasn't all you, Peter.
I saw Sandy bebopping, so I knew somebody was getting it.
He doesn't need the internet.
He does.
All right, let's go.
Let me try this. Okay. You play me like a deck of cards. You were slumming from the start. When you got bored, you broke my heart. Yeah, you play me like a deck of cards. You bang me like a big bass drum. Thought I was the seventh son, till I found out I'm not your only one. Yeah, you bang me like a big bass drum. Turns out I'm a pawn when I thought I was king. Should have kept my eyes on what was happening. Oh, the world keeps turning, what's tomorrow gonna bring? And nobody knows till everybody sings. Yeah, folded like a circus tent. I thought I was the president. Moved uptown, I couldn't pay my rent, so I folded like a circus tent. Turns out I'm a pawn when I thought I was king. I should have kept my eyes on what was happening. Oh, the world keeps turning, what's tomorrow gonna bring? Nobody knows till everybody sings. Yeah, you roll me like a bowling ball in the alley by the shopping mall. Landed in the gutter when I took the fall. You roll me like a bowling ball. I said you roll me like a bowling ball. Tried to be somebody else. Should have stayed myself.
I like your version better.
It's a fun song.
I don't know, Dave.
That's
Kinda fucked
okay.
up the ending, but it was pretty good. But I mean, yeah, but yeah, you gotta, yeah, it's really interesting because I think the song is that you can bring your own personality to it.
Hmm.
A lot of ways to do it. So
I mean, a poet can't get away with torturing a metaphor like you just did. That song can do it. I mean, Jim
Right.
Morrison, light my fire, funeral pyre. Okay, but this Victor, no, somebody else. No, David Brown did a thing, Cadillac, forever and ever and ever, stretched out, and it's perfect. It's great. I love it. I love it.
it's
Okay.
interesting because one of the first things David said to me, because it's full of these cliches,
It's what?
but on the other hand, it's kind of
Yeah.
fun,
Catchy. It's catchy.
yeah.
No, it's perfect. Seventh Son, and yeah, we've heard how many times we heard Seventh Son, but it's
That's right.
catchy. Yeah, I even shied away from almost mentioning it, but there it is. Yeah, it's good.
I was driving. in
But
the
you know
car-
what? You know what I think we'll do if we're done. What's that?
I was just saying, I was driving in the car the other day and I had the radio on, which I don't, no, actually, I was listening to my phone. And this song came up I've been listening to forever. It was one of the first songs I heard on the radio that really captured my imagination when I was a kid. It was Dream, Dream, Dream by the Everly Brothers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
Hey, look at the lyric. Listen to the lyric. I listened to the lyrics though, after not hearing it for so long. And it is just
Yeah.
like a little nursery rhyme,
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, well,
it's so
remember
simple.
we made it pornographic. Sweet wet
cream,
dream,
cream.
called it. Dreaming my semen away. Yeah. But that was nasty.
Hey,
Diane,
hey, Rick,
Yeah.
Rick, can you send, I'd like to see the words too, because I don't hear
kids,
words
we're
as well as I hear other things. There's
Okay.
music, when the music comes first, the words are like,
Okay.
yeah,
I like
you
to
too.
read them. If you could send
Yeah,
them.
you too, huh? Yeah, that's where I'm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Rick, I still hear like
Yeah,
a
we will.
Riders on the Storm
Put it in
version.
there. Thanks. Send me.
Yeah.
I'll wait for him.
How about adding a chorus to it so you can make it into a sing-along?
Yeah.
I was trying to
man.
make something that would be, the bridge doesn't quite work as a chorus. But it is, it's an interesting thought. I wonder what it would be like with the rhythm section.
Oh, yeah. I was going to get my egg out and play along with it when you were singing it.
Do we call this a Rick Lysak and David Hirschberg song?
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be really good with the rhythm section since that's what I was doing back here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Santa was jamming along.
Off my thigh and off my chest, and it worked. There's a lot of kick to it.
Yeah, it's got a nice, catchy, real catchy.
It just made me decide what we're going to do, if you don't mind. Because I've got a follow up on this is about a guy being beat to hell, and I've got a song called Millionaire, which is about a guy I guess he's still got her, but he's he'll do anything for her. So let's do that one because I think it. And then since I have two, we'll let David do Old Man Now, and then I'll do a silly little thing, a parody that we can end with. If everybody agrees to that. Let's go here to Millionaire, and I'm ready for that. Let's go with Millionaire. It's quickly recorded on my one take kind of silliness. You see it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. Nope, that's the wrong one. Millionaire. There you go. If I had a cent for every lonely night I spent, I'd buy a bunch of pretty ribbons for your hair. If I had a nickel every time you acted fickle, I'd bring you home a Barker lounge chair. If I had a dime for every tear you made me cry, I'd be a millionaire. Now I'd be out of luck if I had to spend a buck every time you ended our affair. I'd live my life in squalor if I won $100 every time you told me that you cared. If I had a dime for every tear you made me cry, I'd be a millionaire. Oh, if my tears were diamonds I'd save them all for you. Sprinkle them across your lawn to shine like the morning dew. You know that I'll be there and I'll always pay the fare every time you take me for a ride. You can drive me anywhere, go over here, over there, as long as I can see you by my side. I do it all for free cause the world doesn't need another millionaire. If my tears were diamonds, you know I'd save them all for you. Scatter them across your lawn to shine like the morning dew. You know that I'll be there and I'll always pay the fare every time you take me for a ride. You can drive me anywhere, over here, over there, as long as I can see you by my side. I do it all for free cause the world doesn't need another millionaire. Yeah, I do it all for free cause the world doesn't need another millionaire.
Yeah.
Silly little song.
Yeah. I like it.
And yeah, and this one you got beat up, and this one guys keep beating me up. I pay the fare when you take me for a ride.
That was a good line. Yeah.
Can you put the words back up, Peter?
Yeah. I don't know where it came from. There it is. Oh, sure. There you are.
No.
No, that's Ed Goodfriend.
How'd you know that, Rick?
What's that?
That's
The words are up, right?
No.
No, you've
Got
got
my
the screen.
recording up.
Yeah,
Sorry?
your email is up.
Oh, sorry. Here we go. Let's do this again. I picked the wrong page. Okay, millionaire. There it is. There you go. Right? I did sprinkle and scatter. I changed the bridge or the chorus a little bit. That's about it.
I gotta say, I haven't heard Buckle Lounger in.
Yeah.
That's a good one, yeah.
In my mind.
What's the competitor? I was
Lazy
working on
Boy?
the competitor for a
Is he
while.
Lazy Boy?
Lazy Boy. Bring
Right.
home a lazy boy.
Barker Lounger.
Barker
Buckle
Lounger.
Lounger just fits right in your rhyme scheme.
Perfect rhythm of the word.
I'll bring you a Barker Lounger. Yeah, that's pretty raw. Yeah. Okay, we can move
Glad you
on.
repeated, Peter, I'm glad you repeated that last verse again.
Yeah,
I really wanted to hear that last line doubled, which you did finally.
yeah. Do it all for because the world doesn't need another millionaire. Yeah. Yeah. That kind of concludes everything too. It's kind of nice, millionaire.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we have billionaires.
Yeah, these days it should be a billionaire, shouldn't it?
Yeah, and then
Millionaires are
it's co-write
time a
credit.
dozen. Oh,
And all those,
billionaires.
all those diamonds you're collecting.
I did like the image. I do love the image of turning my tears into diamonds.
Yeah.
That's really nice. Yeah, that's nice.
Really nice.
There's a lot of good lines in this.
Okay, good. Are you ready, David? I mean, these aren't works of art. This is just a lot of fun and doesn't need a whole lot more to
It's fun.
talk about. Yeah, but whereas David's Old Man Now does, so I guess we can roll that because it's a beautiful song.
Oh, set me up.
Old
Anything you
man
want
like
to say, David?
I'm going to let you write the blurb for my autobiography.
Blurb. Yeah, you might outlive me though. Yeah, you're younger too, aren't you? Yeah.
By about a year.
Yeah, that can make all the
That can make a difference.
Yeah, I went out in the sun today without a hat, so that's that ultraviolet ray that's going to make melanoma on my head. That'll take a place in about 30 years, so I'm not worried about that anymore. Oh, life, huh? All right, let's do Old Man Now. Any other comments, David? I'm sorry,
No,
you want to
just make sure the words are
warm
up,
us up to?
that I
Yeah.
sing okay.
There come the words. And here comes Old Man Now.
The winds blew ill in a faraway land. Lying there, he was dying, alone for 2 days. We didn't know, no way we could. Lost there, swept out in the wave. It didn't kill me, didn't make me stronger, it just broke me. I'm an old man now. Two and 20 years, a life still being born, sculpted by the voyages we shared. A broken line in the world cast us to the sea, a journey no parent should bear. It didn't kill me, it didn't make me stronger, it just broke me. I'm an old man now. The boat just drifts, waves lash the hull. There's a ghostly haze, nothing more. Wind lufts the sail, we stand alone on the deck, never return to the shore. It didn't kill me, didn't make me stronger, it just broke me. I'm an old man now. It didn't kill me, didn't make me stronger, it broke me. I'm an old man now.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Ooh. David, I heard it on my phone earlier today and didn't hear the bass. That bass is something else. And also that whatever you're doing in the break.
Oh,
Yeah.
Very haunting.
Very haunting, yes.
yeah, true story.
True story.
True story. Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah, it's
Well, I was hoping it wasn't.
yeah.
It's a
But
horrible.
let's yeah.
Yeah.
What everyone thinks I can talk about the story if anyone wants to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll give you some feedback. I really liked it. I thought it was, good song. What I noticed is like when you sang the line, he was dying alone for 2 days. I'm wondering if you could pull alone, sing that almost like a little bit faster and not put as much emphasis on it. So I think it's really the 2 days that really stuck out. That's just what I heard. Was that there? And then when you did the bridge there, how did you get that ethereal sound? Is that like just a synthesizer over?
Yeah, it's a couple of patches that I worked with. I modified and put them on. Yeah, just synth programming and deprogramming. Actually, they were sounds from Logic that I just manipulated.
Nice. Well, it sounded really good, and I thought it like really matched, everything you're going with in the song. So I think that's like really good, and it's got a good rhythm to it as well for the lyrics you have. So overall, I really enjoyed it. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you. Thanks. That second line. So you would make the rhythm. You would just take.
I would, so it was because you have, when I heard you sing it or when it was played, I noticed that the alone was really kind of emphasized in your melody and in your lyrics. And what I thought is like, he was dying alone for 2 days, versus he was dying alone for 2 days. It to me, like I just kind of felt this sort of like, it just felt more that, I don't know. Somebody just told me to sing the alone part a little bit sooner. Just an idea. I don't know if it'll work, but that's just what I heard when I played.
I understand.
I thought you were trying to get rid of the word alone, and I kind of agreed with you because it's kind of redundant. Maybe lying there, he was dying for 2 days. It kind of lets us know he's alone, or else somebody would have done something. But so that's what I thought when you were starting, and I don't know if that may be considered.
But
far away land, lying there. I know he's alone now, but
Yeah, and I don't know if you remove it or if you just was dying alone, and just say that it's just one phrase, dying alone versus dying alone.
Yeah, I hear you. That sounds good.
That's good. Just what I heard, and then also I think the pause, you could almost kind of speed up your vocals a little bit there. It felt like it was an appropriate time to kind of stuff a little bit more in there, and then extend out on the for 2 days, and then you go into the we didn't know, no way we could, that's just how I heard it flow. But it's just like Rick was saying, it's hard to sometimes on your first, at first blush to really hear it and to give that really good feedback, but that stuck out to me.
Okay.
Yeah. These kind of remind me a little of Jim Morrison kind of lyrics.
These two?
more.
I'm sorry, what?
I said these lyrics remind me of Jim Morrison kind of a song. Jim Morrison kind of
It's a minor key.
Yeah.
The mood, the poetry, the lyric, the flow, imagery.
Anything else before I reveal the story? I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean, I really understand it. If there's two people involved and there's a loss of a child, no parent should bear, then I understand Old Man very clearly. I mean, marriages break up and people get sick and turn gray with that kind of a loss. So it all knits together for me.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's sort of. I won't say it was easy to write because I had to find the right words, but it's, once it wasn't a struggle. And that particular line that you mentioned, Jason, just came out of nowhere. Actually, the chorus came out of nowhere. I was talking to a friend of mine from law school who was like 10, 12 years younger than me, and they had a son who was living in Europe, and he died of COVID. and unbeknownst to them, his fiance
Oh.
wasn't there, and he was in this room by himself, and no one even knew he was sick.
Mm.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
so when I was trying to get in touch with my friend, just because I hadn't talked with him in a lot of years, um, I came across the story and I learned of this in advance. So I knew their son had died. I didn't know how. Um, but he was telling me a little bit about it, and I obviously was a little educated. But what he said to me after he told me the story the first time was, I'm an old man now, David, and he kind of laughed, in just
Mhm.
the eeriest way. It just was. I don't know. I knew him pretty well, but it was just it just stuck with me. The pain behind that laugh just sort of stuck with me.
Yep.
An unthinkable loss.
Really,
Yep.
really, there's a helplessness that's
Yes.
dwelling through the song. This really permeates it, and I think that's really, I mean, uh, that's really effective, and when we hear the story, yeah, death is like that. I mean, this is tragic, really tragic, but the
Mhm.
helplessness of our bittersweet existence,
Mm.
but it's bad enough. But when you have to, when your child, your child has died alone, like, and under these kinds of circumstances, God, I don't know. How do you get over that? I don't know.
No,
How,
no way. No way.
yeah, yeah, Sandy, I don't know. How do you? I guess you just find a way to. It's like you're in some tragic accident and you come out of it and you're in pain. You're going to be in pain for the rest of your life, and the only way you can deal with it is you try to find a place to put that pain. And it never goes away, but you find a place to put it so that you can continue to find a way to live. I guess I don't know.
My brother-in-law lost his 24-year-old son to suicide,
Oh,
and
Worse.
it's my nephew, Judy's nephew, and it's there's so many things. My daughter, when she heard it, she screamed. What? When David heard it, he just went silent. Um, Paul called me at 4 a.m. and said, are you sitting down? I kind of laugh. I'm lying down, and but this is the part I want to get to. They did all kinds of ceremonial. Uh, they had a run every year for him. They had his name was Dan, and he always wore bandanas. We have these Dan Banas, and he called the Dan Bana Run, and he joined something and he helped other parents with suicide and suicide awareness. And his picture everywhere is him and his son. Um, yeah, maybe I'll share the song I wrote kind of about him, about this for him, as if I were him. I miss my companion. But that's what I know about it, that you do something, the two of them, they just got busy and they did something. It's just unbearable. It's the thought of it. I can't even think of there you
Well,
go. And that's why I really responded to the song.
yeah, they had a lot of wisdom about the power of ritual. And
Mhm.
wise people suggest that ritual may be one of the few ways that we can express the deep, deep experience of loss in some way that perhaps begins to change the relationship with the loss, but the loss doesn't go away.
Yeah. Amen to that.
Yeah. And I think here for the subject matter too, to the saying that the sound of a poem must echo its sense, and I think it's you did a good job here with the right sort of composition
Excellent.
to tell the story.
Yep. And the word alone's got to stay in there
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
for the helplessness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I when I heard it, I heard wind loves the sail. Didn't see luffs until I reread it.
is that a real word, David?
Yes.
I didn't look it up.
Any sailors here? Yeah. So when the
Luff.
wind blows directly on the sail and it just sort of billows and it's not pulled and you're not going anywhere, it just blows on the sail.
Ah,
It just,
interesting. It's
That's a good word. Good word.
must come from the German Luft.
I don't know. I don't sail, but I've been on my
Mhm.
wife's little sailboat.
Mhm.
All I took off of it, other than the sunburn.
There's this one lyric that doesn't, I don't know why it bothers me. I would replace it, where it says the 220 years, the life still being born, sculpted by the voyages we shared. I think I like that. I would use shaped.
Yeah, you're right, Victor.
Yeah.
But sculpted is such a big word.
Mm.
Hard to sing.
It distracted me from the mood.
The 220 years of life being.
I mean, it works. It's a good lyric. I just think
Yeah.
shape flows a little bit better with being said. I mean, it's
Yeah, it brings in another level of cutting and sculpted is hard, is harsh. I mean, it's then shaded, whatever you're
it's
thinking.
a little harder to sing, I think.
It is harder to say, but
I
sculpting
like
is
the edge. I like the edge of it.
the edge of it.
Yeah.
The sculpted it more
Oh,
than.
yeah.
I mean, it sounds like effort rather than shape. You know,
Mhm.
something, and that's what they're dealing with. Is the effort of reshaping their life.
And then there's a broken line after that,
Right.
and I don't know. Yeah,
It's
I
not a big deal. Just a preference. It's just.
I think-
I got you.
How about painted. 2 and 20 years of life still being born, painted by the voyages we shared.
Oh man, there's a lot of ways you can go.
Yeah.
Voyages.
Painted is two-dimensional.
And it brings in color and
Yeah, but sculpted is three-dimensional.
It's a 3D printed.
3D
printed, there you go.
You know, the choice of a word really struck me when I was trying to sing Blue Bayou. And he said, I could get it up. He uses the word familiar sunrise instead of the familiar sunrise through sleepy eyes. But I thought, wow, what a choice, because he's talking about going someplace that he likes and he's familiar with. And the temptation on a sunrise is to get golden and reds and all, to get, but he's just said familiar sunrise. And I just am, I thought that was so excellent. And so sculpted is, this is something to think about.
Yeah, I actually shaped, I tried shaped. What I liked about sculpted was the edge.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And also
That's
two
what I liked
syllables.
about it. Even though I wasn't like 100% behind the metaphor in a C setting.
Mhm. Yeah.
The word just seemed to work for me. Maybe it was the way I sang it. That was actually the vocal that I put down was just like a first take.
Yeah.
And I never changed it. So there are a few luffs is another word that I would probably change if I re-recorded it. And then there was
What would you use?
Huh?
What would you use?
No, I would use the same word. I would just sing it better.
Yeah.
Oh,
There are
luffs.
a couple of other
Yeah.
words that I heard on my
Yeah.
phone that don't sound right. So
Yeah.
That goes into the column with bycatch.
that goes what?
Into the column with bycatch.
Yeah. Right. I remember bycatch. It's a word I use every day.
I never heard luffs before. That's a great word.
I love it. I love the word.
I'm
If it's not a
particular-
word, it's a neologian. If you invented it, more power to you, because it's a
No, I didn't invent it.
It's the same
Luffs.
as, huh?
It was a word, and it was a word that just finished the song. It was
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
that line of
Yeah.
that particular song. That word,
perfect word.
yeah, that word. I wasn't sure the song was ever going to work, but I found that, and it worked.
The only other one that works is fills.
Fills.
Fills. Yeah. The wind fills the sail.
Oh.
And the limb of the deck.
Yeah, but luffs. I like luffs.
I,
Yeah, no, if you know what it means. Yeah.
everyone loves luffs. Don't worry
Oh,
about it.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I like it because it's onomatopoetic.
Yeah, loves the
You know,
sails.
that's kind of
Well,
it
exactly
is.
what the wind does.
Love it.
Right, no.
Nice.
When I misunderstood it,
Mm.
I heard loves also, by the way.
I thought I heard wind loves the sail.
Yeah.
There's a kind of mystical quality about that
Mhm.
relationship,
Sails.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
kind of an image.
Mhm.
I want to hear it again.
And let me say one other thing was
Okay.
it would mess with your rhyme scheme, but I wonder about sculpted by the voyages that shaped us. Because
Yeah.
A lot of words.
yeah, too many words, but in this tension between sculpted and shaped, but the voyage does something. The voyage does the sculpting, it seems like.
Could you get poop deck in there?
But Ed,
Kinda like, that's
it's
the kind of things the nuns used to slap me for, Peter.
the thing is that would the focus is supposed to be on the 22-year-old, not on the us.
Ah,
Okay.
That's a rhyme scheme aside, I think.
thank you for the.
Yeah, that's my
reference.
initial thought. It's an interesting idea. Thanks everybody for your comments.
It's a nice song.
Should we go out with it? Should we hear it again? Because I've only got a joke of a song, and then we can end with that if you want. But
Yeah, play it again.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The winds blew ill in a faraway land. Lying there, he was dying, alone for 2 days. We didn't know, no way we could. Lost there, swept out in the wave. It didn't kill me, didn't make me stronger, it just broke me. I'm an old man now. Two and 20 years, a life still being born, sculpted by the voyages we shared. A broken line in the world cast us to the sea, a journey no parent should bear. It didn't kill me, it didn't make me stronger, it just broke me. I'm an old man now. The boat just drifts, waves lash the hull. There's a ghostly haze, nothing more. Wind luffs the sail, we stand alone on the deck. never return to the shore. It didn't kill me, didn't make me a stronger, just broke me. I'm an old man now. It didn't kill me, didn't make me a stronger, it broke me. I'm an old man now.
Yeah, David, very good job on your vocal, by the way.
Yeah, very nice. all
Very
around.
good job on your vocal.
Yeah, that break is
Yeah.
nice. It's just a wailing, it's a grief-stricken interlude.
Powerful, powerful piece. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for all the comments.
Well, let's go out on a laugh. I hope it's a laugh. And anything else you want to talk about before we close shop? I think I just got this last little bingo here. Okay, we'll do it then. Let's see here. This is a steel, melody steel from Jimmy Rogers, and a whole theme's called Jailhouse Dreams. It's as if, wouldn't this be nice if it happened? Remember ex-Pres Donald J. Trump took us all for a nation.
Breaking up.
Yeah, Peter.
Chumps stole top secret docs and done got caught. He tried hard to deny it. The jury didn't buy it. They showed him. He's in the jailhouse now. In the jailhouse now. He's out of luck and alibis. He's in the jailhouse now. Back when Trump was commander-in-chief, he made his goons give us all kinds of grief. We're lucky they were all so goddamn dumb. Under Trump's direction, they failed at insurrection. We should have hung them all up by their thumbs. They're in the jailhouse now. They're in the jailhouse now. Oh, it comes as no surprise. They're out of luck and alibis. They're in the jailhouse now. You drank the Kool-Aid and followed a fool. He made you look like pitiful tools. You turned around and came right back for more. Whatever you were drinking, whatever you were thinking, you got exactly what you bargained for. You're in the jailhouse now. You're in the jailhouse now. It comes as no surprise. You're out of luck and alibi. You're in the jailhouse now. You go. Happy. I'm dreaming. Maybe. Someday.
Yeah, it was breaking. I was just gonna say it was breaking up for me. I don't know if anyone else
me too.
heard it. It was really choppy.
Yeah. So, well, you can almost sing it yourself. I mean,
Yeah.
if you know the Jimmy Rogers song.
Yeah.
Nice
Yeah.
repurposing of the tune.
Yeah,
That's a good,
it's fun.
That's good. That was a good reload. That's a good song.
Yeah.
Nice little parody.
Yeah.
Hope it comes true. I'd love to be able to sing it the day that. Yeah. Well, they're already going to jail.
I was envisioning groups of people like around the country, sitting in front of, I don't know, in their squares or wherever it is, and everybody singing like a great big.
Big world. We're in the jailhouse now.
Yeah, well, or not.
Or not. One of these days, maybe. All right. Top of the fourth, Reds are beating the Rockies 5-2.
Okay.
Oh, Jay.
Man, what a winning streak. Let's go. I'll get you, Denver. All right, guys. Anything else? I get your report. Rick, I need your lyrics. Anybody, Ed? Some
Yeah,
lyrics. Yeah, Ed lyrics too.
Piped up. I'll send them to you.
All right, friends.
Thank you all. It's great.
Keep on composing.
Thanks.
Happy trails.
Happy trails.
As opposed to the opposite, decomposing, right?
Yeah.
Hollywood, when you're in Hollywood Square, that's how you end up.
Oh,
you know,
my
yeah,
brother
Happy trails.
My brother's singing in a little trio, and he gave me the story behind you take the high road and I'll take the low road. Apparently, it means if you live, you're going to live. Something happened, you're going to live. You take the high road, you're going to die. You take the low road, and the guy singer takes the low road and gets to Scotland before you. So that must mean Scotland is heaven or something. I don't know. It's a great little song. There's more to a lot of these old folk songs. But anyway, never mind.
More questions than answers.
Hasta luego. Hasta la vista.
Bye, everyone.
You guys.
Happy trails.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, the Mormons or somebody came to my door once telling me about God. I said, I'm an atheist. And they said, why? And I said, well, I'd rather have questions I can't answer than answers I can't question. And anyway,
Watch out.
that's a canned response from my hers somewhere.